The Amazon is one of the harshest and most dangerous environments on the planet, where every living creature must fight, adapt, and constantly evolve to survive. Amidst this relentless struggle for survival, how do species manage to thrive? A light mist blankets the towering trees. Morning light filters through the leaves, casting the Amazon rainforest in a mysterious green hue. Beneath the damp ground, countless creatures stir, while the treetops echo with the calls of monkeys and the chirping of forest birds. This is one of the most complex and diverse ecosystems on Earth, where life and death are separated by a single breath. In the stillness, a predator moves silently. The jaguar is the largest cat in the Americas, needing no roar to assert its power. With its muscular build, short, powerful legs, and the strongest jaws in the cat family, it is a silent assassin. The rose-colored spots on its skin are not just camouflage, but a symbol of a skilled hunter. It is tracking a herd of capybaras. The wind is blowing in its favor, making the stalking easier. With each step, it lowers its center of gravity, moving close to the ground as if gliding over the grass. Not far from the riverbank, a herd of capybaras is leisurely grazing and soaking in the cool water. As the largest rodents in the world, capybaras have a round body. Short legs and a semi-aquatic lifestyle, closely tied to swamps and rivers. They live in herds of 10 to 20 individuals, always with a leader keeping watch. With their eyes and nose high on their heads, they can observe their surroundings while submerged and dive quickly to escape danger. On a peaceful morning, a few lie basking in the sun, while others teach their young to swim. Soft sounds echo like a reassurance that everything is safe, at least for now. They are unaware that from the forest, death is approaching swiftly, silently, and without mercy. Suddenly, a swarm of spots surges forward. The leopard holds its prey tightly, its eyes darting around as it drags its meal deep into the dense forest, where the thick canopy blocks out the light to avoid rivals. Beneath the calm water, a slight movement flickers through the thick layer of duckweed. It is not the wind. It is a smooth, coiled form, like a giant rope, an anaconda, the largest snake in the world, nearly 6 meters long, and weighing over 100 kilograms. It lies motionless, its eyes almost blending into the murky water. There is no need to rush. Snakes do not hunt like leopards. It waits, and when the time is right, it will squeeze until there is no life left. When the dense forest transitions into the rainy season, the water rises to submerge the tree roots, and soft mud spreads across the low-lying areas. This is when the breeding season for anaconda snakes begins. In their world, mating is not a romance, but a biological siege. A massive female lies motionless among floating water lilies. The pheromones she releases drift with the current, attracting dozens of males from all directions. They do not engage in fierce battles like horned animals. Instead, they cling to the female's body, forming a living mating ball that can last for hours, even days. During this process, only the strongest and most resilient males can pass on their genes. This is a form of harsh selection in silence and tight embrace. With their aquatic lifestyle, anaconda snakes have perfectly adapted bodies, eyes and nostrils on top of their heads, smooth skin, powerful muscles, and the ability to hold their breath for long periods. This allows them to easily ambush their prey from the murky waters, where few other creatures dare to venture after mating. Females often hunt more intensively to accumulate energy. After a gestation period of up to 6 months, they give birth to an average of 20 to 40 young, which are tiny creatures, but already possess the killer instinct inherited from their mothers. The rainy season brings life and also awakens the smallest deadly army in the jungle. From the layer of decaying leaves, a black stream emerges, army ants. Without building nests, they move constantly, hunting in groups. Each individual is a perfect link in the chain, communicating through pheromones and coordinating without orders. At the slightest vibration, hundreds swarm in, clamping down on their prey with sharp mandibles. Within minutes, a spider the size of a hand is reduced to a hollow shell. No strength is needed, only numbers and strategy. That is how these tiny creatures conquer the entire forest. When the Amazon rainforest enters its wettest season, mating calls echo through the dark corners of the forest. It is mating season for jaguars. The males follow pheromones, facing each other with warning roars. Mating takes place intensely for several days. Then it all ends, and each animal returns to its familiar solitude. Mating over, the jaguars sink back into the solitude of the forest as their survival instinct dictates. Above, life echoes in the lively calls and constant movement of the troop. Among the dense branches, capuchin monkeys leap and swing from branch to branch like a symphony of coordination. With their long, flexible tails acting as a fifth limb and their dexterous hands, capuchins can maintain perfect balance in the three-dimensional environment of the forest. Canopy. Capuchin monkeys are also renowned for their exceptional intelligence. They use stones to crack open hard nuts, branches to chase insects, and remember complex paths through the forest maze. Young individuals learn from older ones, and the transmission of knowledge is the foundation of the group's survival. At least one individual is always on lookout duty, perched on the highest point. Watching for predators. At the first sign of danger, it lets out a loud alarm call that is immediately relayed to the other members. In an instant, the entire troop disappears, as if it had never been there. In the Amazon, where every leaf can hide a pair of predatory eyes, cohesion and intelligence are the ultimate weapons that help Capuchins survive, not through strength, but through intelligence and herd spirit. From the top of the forest canopy, where only a few rays of sunlight penetrate the thick layer of leaves, a giant black shadow silently glides through the air. No sound, no warning. Just a gust of wind whistling like an invisible warning. The harpy eagle, ruler of the Amazon sky. With a wingspan of over 2 meters and claws as long as a bear's, the harpy does not need to attack in flocks. Alone, it is powerful enough to catch an adult monkey from a tree and drag it out of the canopy in the blink of an eye. Its eyes are as sharp as knives, piercing through the canopy to locate its prey by the slightest movement. The low trees echo with the melodious songs of toucans. Their giant colorful beaks look heavy, but are surprisingly hollow and light. The beak is not only used to pick fruit from distant branches, but also to regulate body temperature in the hot and humid climate. In the swamps, Jacana birds walk gracefully on lotus leaves thanks to their unusually long toes, as if they were born to glide across the water. Amid the bustling world of wings, there is a creature that seems to defy everything, slow, silent, and almost motionless. On a moss-covered branch, a gray figure clings tightly to the wood, moving millimeter by millimeter, as if time has lost all meaning. This is the three-toed sloth, the living symbol of patience in the Amazon rainforest. With its curved claws and weak muscles, the sloth cannot run or fight. But its slowness is a survival strategy. It helps the sloth avoid the sharp eyes of predators like harpy eagles or jaguars. Even its fur grows moss, providing perfect camouflage among the lichen-covered tree trunks. Sloths eat little, move little, and only come down to the ground about once a week to relieve themselves, a risky but unavoidable behavior. Despite this, they have survived millions of years of evolution, thanks to their slow pace of life and passive adaptation to a dangerous world. As the sun rises high, light shines down on the winding river in the dense forest, and life on the riverbank suddenly becomes lively. From among the reeds, the distinctive cries of giant otters ring out. A group emerges from the water, gliding smoothly, like living arrows. They play, call to each other, and continuously dive to find fish in the riverbed. Their sharp eyes and sensitive whiskers help them locate their prey even in murky water. Despite their playful appearance, giant otters are skilled hunters. In just a few minutes, a large fish is caught in their sharp teeth. When Caiman crocodiles appear, the otters do not flee. They gather together, signal to each other, and then charge in unison to create a commotion. Their cohesion and pack tactics force even a fully grown crocodile to retreat. On the riverbank, the entire otter family rests and dries its fur in the sunlight, while one individual remains on guard, watching out for crocodiles or jaguars. In daylight, the giant otters do not hide. They are loud, active, and form one of the most closely knit families in the Amazon. After being driven away by the giant otters, the caiman quietly drifts back to the quiet swamp, where light struggles to penetrate the dense canopy, and the water is covered with green algae. As semi-aquatic reptiles, caimans are born to hide. Their eyes and nostrils protrude, allowing them to observe and breathe while their entire bodies are submerged. Their thick, scaly skin and ability to remain motionless for hours make them highly effective ambush predators, waiting for unsuspecting prey to enter their range. But in the jungle, even the hunter has its moments of vulnerability. From the thicket along the riverbank, the jaguar has been watching it for some time. Unlike most cats, jaguars are not afraid of water. On the contrary, swamps are a familiar hunting ground for them, teeming with slow but dangerous prey. Silent as the night, the jaguar lowered its body, creeping closer to the damp mud. Then, in a flash, it lunged forward. The jaguar dragged its prey onto the shore and disappeared into the forest, leaving the water calm as if nothing had ever happened. Though the jaguar is the apex predator of the Amazon, it faces an enemy it cannot defeat with claws or teeth: humans. Deforestation, poaching, and habitat loss have caused jaguar populations to plummet. From Mexico to Argentina, their range has shrunk significantly over the past few decades. Many areas that were once jaguar territory are now only a memory. Today, jaguars are classified as endangered by the IUCN. Some small populations have become locally extinct, while the remaining individuals live in fragmented forests, struggling to find mates and stable food sources. In the heart of the Amazon, the world's largest rainforest, every breath and every step is part of a grand struggle for survival. From solitary jaguars to social otters, from Caiman crocodiles lying in wait to swarming army ants, every species plays a role in the never-ending symphony of the wild. Here, death is not the end but a necessary link in the chain of life. Every individual, every species plays a role, whether predator or prey, tiny creature or swamp lord. But this balance is more fragile than ever. As forests are cut down, rivers are filled in, and the roar of animals is replaced by the hum of machinery, this entire ecosystem could collapse not because of the absence of the strong, but because of the loss of connection. Preserving the roar of the leopard, the leap of the monkey, and the rhythm of the forest is not just about protecting nature, it is about safeguarding the very soul of this planet.
Serengeti, survival of the fittest. Dawn breaks over the vast Serengeti plains, stretching from northern Tanzania toward the Kenyan border. The early morning breezes blow gently across the dry grass and sparse bushes. The world here is quiet, life exists in a quiet way, hidden by the sun and the harsh rhythms of the savannah. In the shadow of a thorny acacia bush, a pair of big, pointed ears, pointed like a rose, rise from the grass. It is the first sign that the caracal, the black-eared lynx, is nearby. The caracal is one of the lesser-known wildcats, but it is extremely intelligent and well adapted to dry environments. Its name comes from the Old Turkish word karakulak, meaning black air, unmistakably identifying feature. On its head are long triangular ears, with tufts of soft black hair that whistle like antennas, helping it sense sounds and signals from the surrounding space. The caracal's body is slim and slender, covered in reddish-brown fur, with a lighter belly and white markings around the eyes. It is about 9,000 cm long, nearly 20,000 cm wide at the shoulder, and weighs between 20 and 40 kg, with males being larger than females. From a distance, the caracal may resemble a large horseshead, but its piercing eyes and hunting movements betray its wild origins. Unlike big cats like leopards and lions, caracals do not need dense forests. They prefer open savannas with low shrubs, boulders and grasslands, places that are both sheltering and quiet enough to strike. Caracals are solitary hunters. They live in large territories, whereas can occupy areas of up to 300 km, often marking them with urine and scratch marks on trees and rocks. Clashes between individuals of the same set are rare, as a caracal avoids direct conflict to conserve precious energy. In the dry and wet seasons of the Serengeti, food is not always plentiful. Caracals hunt a wide variety of prey, from birds, rabbits, rats to young antelope if given the chance. But what makes them famous in the biologist community is their ability to leap for birds in mid-air, aim from the ground that can reach up to 3 meters, catch a fleeing bird and deliver a fatal bite in a split second. At night, under the moonlight or among the grey shadows of trees, caracals move like ghosts. Their light steps and soft claws help them glide silently across the dry grass. Amos moves, having flaps, all within their control. Caracals do not have a fixed breeding season. When the female enters estrus, which usually lasts only a few days, she signals with scent and soft sounds, inviting the male to mature. Once they find a otter, the pair will stay together for a few short days, hunting together, cuddling, then parting ways. After a gestation period of about 17 days, the female caracal will seek out a cave, tree hollow or bush to give birth. Glitter usually has 1 to 3 young. They are born blind, helpless, and completely dependent on their mothers. Mother caracals care for their young very carefully hiding their nests, constantly moving their positions to avoid detection. When the young are at 3 weeks old, their eyes open, their baby teeth erupt, and they begin to play around the nest. But it is not until dashing welke weeks later that they can follow their mother on the hunt, learning the techniques of stalking, waiting, and pouncing. Bisheshi months of age, they are more independent and, after a year, they'll live it off in their own territory. Dawn falls on the Serengeti Plains. The heat recedes with the sun, but the grass remains warm, and life stirs again. A flock of guinea fowls are scratching, chirping among the bushes, unaware of a reddish-brown figure following their every move, just meters away. The caracal crouches low to the ground. Its ears swivel slightly to follow the sound. It watches, patiently waiting. A bird breaks away from the flock, moving further from its safe zone. a swift bite, and a victory. It lands lightly on the ground, carrying its prey in its mouth, disappearing into the bushes before the last light of day fades. Dexterous as a predator, the caracal is not immune to danger. Lions, leopards, and hyenas may all attack if given the chance. But the biggest threats come from humans, habitat loss, revenge hunting for livestock, and roads cutting through ancient territory. In the Serengeti, national reserves and the research efforts of biologists are helping to protect the small cats. By radio monitoring, camera traps, and managing the boundaries between tourist areas and wild habitats, the caracal has a chance to continue living quietly as it has for thousands of years. In the vast grasslands of the Serengeti, where wildlife is at its most diverse and abundant, lives the tiny bird that holds the record for the most population on the planet, the calea, or red-billed weaver. With an estimated population of 1.5 billion, the calea is considered the most numerous wild bird in the world. The calea is a small bird of the Phocidae family, measuring about 12 centimeters in length and weighing between 15 and 20 grams. It has a compact body, light brown plumage with streaks on its back, which helps it camouflage itself in the savanna environment. The most distinctive feature of this species is the bright red bill in males and the yellow bill in females during the breeding season. During the breeding season, the male develops a black, or sometimes white, mask on its face, surrounded by pink, purple, brick red or yellow on the head and breast. This bird is widely distributed throughout sub-Saharan Africa, from Senegal in the west to Ethiopia in the east, and south to South Africa. It is adapted to a variety of habitats such as savannas, and agricultural areas, but avoids dense forests and arid deserts. The Serengeti, with its vast savanna landscape and abundant food resources, is one of the ideal environments for calea to live and thrive. Calea is famous for its huge flocks, which can number up to millions of individuals, flying across the Serengeti sky, forming dark clouds that move in sync. These flocks migrate seasonally, searching for new lands with rich food sources, often grasslands and cereals that have just experienced the rainy season. Their synchronous movement and large numbers create a magnificent natural spectacle, but also pose many challenges for humans. The main diet of calea is wheat seeds, but when natural food sources are scarce, they do not hesitate to attack cereal fields such as wheat, barley, and millet, causing serious damage to African agriculture. The annual damage caused by calea is estimated to be in the tens of millions of US dollars, making them known as the winged locusts of Africa. Local farmers often resort to various measures to repel and control their numbers, but the effectiveness is often low. During the breeding season, Calia males demonstrate their skillful nest weaving skills to attract mates. The nests are spherical structures suspended from tree branches, made of grass and leaves, creating unique tree cities. Each nest usually contains 2 to 4 pale blue eggs, which are incubated by both the male and female for about 12 days. After hatching, the chicks are fed insects and seeds for about 2 weeks before leaving the nest. Rapid reproduction and large numbers help Calia maintain and increase the population significantly. Despite their large numbers, Calia still faces many natural enemies. Birds of prey such as hawks and falcons frequently attack Calia flocks, especially when they are flying or foraging. In addition, snakes and some mammals such as monkeys are also a threat to eggs and chicks in the nest. The existence of these natural enemies plays an important role in controlling the Calia population, maintaining balance in the Serengeti ecosystem. Controlling the Calia population is a major challenge for scientists and agricultural managers. Many measures have been tried, including the use of chemicals, nest destruction, and biological measures. However, due to their rapid reproduction and flexible migration, effective control of their numbers remains difficult. Research is ongoing to find more sustainable and effective solutions for managing this bird. A gentle dawn breaks over the thorn bushes and dry, cracked grasslands of eastern Africa. Here, in the wilds of Kenya and Tanzania, is home to one of the oldest and most mysterious creatures left on Earth, the black rhinoceros, Diceros bicornis. A heavy gray silhouette emerges silently through the dust. Two horns protrude from its head, curved, rough, as solid as a mountain rock. It is not only a symbol of power, but also the price that has driven them to near extinction. The black rhino is a medium-sized rhinoceros, smaller than its white relative, but no less fierce. Its body is massive, nearly 3.5 meters long, more than 1.5 meters tall, and weighing up to 1.4 tons. Its thick, armor-like skin, ash gray or dusty brown, covers its entire body like a bulletproof vest. The most recognizable feature is its two horns. The front horn is about 50 to 130 centimeters long, used for fighting, digging up roots or clearing bushes. The back horn is smaller. Its hooked nose and upper lip, very flexible, help them pull leaves from thorny branches and pick fruit from low trees. This feature distinguishes them from the white rhinoceros, a ground-dwelling herbivore. The black rhinoceros is a solitary animal. It occupies a territory of tens of square kilometers, marking it with dung and urine. Despite their heavy and slow appearance, these animals can run at up to 55 kilometers per hour, much faster than a bicycle, and enough to keep any predator at bay. Black rhinos are most active at dusk or dawn. They like to hide in the shade of shrubs or rest in mud holes, where the cool mud cools their skin and repels insects. They eat more than 20 kilograms of vegetation each day, from leaves, fallen fruit to bark. Although they have poor eyesight, they compensate with an extremely keen sense of smell and highly developed hearing. Their funnel-shaped ears constantly rotate, locating the slightest sound in the wind. This allows them to be aware of threats even when they cannot see clearly. Black rhinos do not have a fixed mating season. When females are in heat, their scent attracts males from afar. Battles between males are often fierce, horns clash, dust rises. Win or lose, both leave the battle with scars, skin lacerations, scratches, or even broken horns. But the winner gets to approach the female in heat, the greatest reward for her courage and endurance. The winner gets to mate, the loser retreats, carrying her wounds. The gestation period lasts up to 15 months, one of the longest cycles in the animal world. The newborn weighs more than 40 kilograms, has long legs, and eyes open, but still needs the mother to protect it for many years. During the first 2 to 3 years of its life, the baby rhino follows its mother everywhere, learning to find water, choose food, and avoid enemies. Mother rhinos are gentle creatures with their young, but can turn into real fury if they feel threatened. A hungry lion, or even a pack of hyenas, wouldn't dare come near their raised horns and the snort of their 1.5-ton jaws. But the rhino's most dangerous enemy isn't a predator, it's humans. Over the decades, the black rhino has been hunted to near extinction. Rhino horns, which have no real medicinal value, are sold as miracle drugs and traditional medicine or as luxury ornaments. Thousands of individuals have been killed for their horns, leaving lifeless bodies in the savannah. From more than 65,000 individuals in the mid-20th century, there are fewer than 5,500 black rhinos worldwide, mostly in reserves in Kenya, Namibia, and South Africa. Fortunately, thanks to conservation efforts, armed patrols, and advocacy, the species numbers are slowly recovering, although they are still extremely fragile.